Hi there, this is Ranjit, and in this video, I'll be answering some of the frequently asked questions that I'm getting on this Galaxy S7 and the S7 Edge. This is the S7 Edge that I have, and I've been using this now for 4 days with my primary son, and I also have the Galaxy S7. In fact, this video is being shot with the front-facing camera of the Galaxy S7. And to give you an idea, let me show you. Let me take a picture and show you. I've just mounted it on my tripod, portable tripod, as you can see, and we are shooting this video. And I've got a lot of questions regarding the S7 and the S7 Edge, and let me show you. I also asked for some questions on Twitter, and I got quite a few of them, so I've taken them down. And also I posted the unboxing 4 days ago. There also had a lot of common questions, so I've taken down the questions. So these are some of the questions we'll go over, and the first question that I'm getting a lot is regarding the battery life. Again, I didn't test the battery life on the regular S7, but I have been using this S7 Edge for the last 4 days, so I'll just share the battery stats, and I have to say the battery life is actually really good. For example, for the first 2 days, I kept it mostly on Wi-Fi. I would say 85% of the time it was on Wi-Fi, just 15% time on mobile data. Always the data was on, no power saving modes used, and I could get a screen on time of about 6 hours. And just from yesterday, I try to keep it most of the time on mobile data, that is on 4G, and I would say 85% of the time it was on 4G. And let me show you the battery stats. Let me just pull them. And again, I have to say I'm really impressed regarding the battery life. And right now it's at 15%. I'll show you the screenshots on the screen, and it's off the charger for 1 day and 5 hours. And in terms of screen on time, I've got a screen on time of 5 hours 15 minutes. So even with the completely on mobile data, you can expect about at least 5 hours of screen on time, and on Wi-Fi about 6 to 6.5 hours. And this is a huge improvement if we compare it with the regular Galaxy S6 Edge. There again, I recall I tested the S6 Edge last year. I could always get an average screen on time of about 3.5 hours. Again, if we compare it with other devices, the battery life, if we compare it with the Note 5, which also I used last year, I would say the battery life is again a lot better on this one. I could get a screen on time on Note 5 for about 4.5 hours, and I generally use the Nexus 6P as my primary phone, and again the battery life is even better than the Nexus 6P. With the Nexus 6P, I could get a screen on time of just about 4.5 to a max of 5, but here, as you can see, it hovers between 5 to 6 hours of screen on time. So the battery life is really good. And some of you have asked me this question. I'll just take this up. Some of you have asked, will the price come down after 3 months? Again, I don't know. Yes, the price is really high. For this S7 Edge, it's 57,000 as of now, and for the S7 it is 49,000. Generally Samsung device phones prices do fall after 3-4 months, so it might happen, but I can't talk about the pricing as of now. As of now, this is 57,000, and the S7 is for 49,000. Some of you have also asked me, how is the screen legibility in direct sunlight? I have to say the screen legibility is actually really good. It's clearly visible even in direct sunlight, and I did compare it with my Nexus 6P, and as you can see from this picture, it clearly beats the Nexus 6P. Again, the screen is easily visible, one of the best screen legibility I've seen in direct sunlight. Some of you have also asking me about this always on display. As you can see, if you can see this display, when the phone is on standby, you get this display. You can customize this slightly. And some of you were asking me about this. You can actually disable this. This is not mandatory. There's an option. If you disable it, it goes away, but it shows the time. And if you get any missed calls and SMS, it just shows the icon. But again, it's only restricted to Samsung apps. If you use third-party apps, for example, I use Gmail, I don't get those notifications. But for that, I'm using AC Display. That's a third-party app, and AC Display works. So yes, I like this, always on display. But again, Samsung should have allowed third-party apps to have access. As of now, that's not the case. And there is a slight drain if you keep this on, but again, it's not very high in my opinion. Also, some of you have asked me about any heating issues with normal usage. Yes, again, as I've told you, I've been using this as my primary phone for the last 4 days with my primary SIM. And I have to say, it does not exhibit any overheating issues with regular usage. Some of you have also asked me, how is the gaming experience? I didn't do a lot of gaming. I played only 2 games till now. One was Asphalt 8 and the other was Nova 3. And with Asphalt 8, again, I kept it on the highest graphics settings. Sometimes I did notice some minor lag here and there. But with Nova 3, again, I did not notice any lag whatsoever. So I'm not sure if, as it's having a very new GPU, that is the Mali GPU. Again, this is the first phone that is having that Mali 880 12-core GPU. I think so it's simply not optimized for Asphalt 8. But with the Nova 3, I did not experience any lag. I'll definitely try to test out with a lot more games, and I'll again try to post a dedicated gaming review if you guys want that. How is the camera compared to the Nexus 6P and the iPhone 6s? I have all the Nexus 6P, the iPhone 6s also. And in fact, if you have been following me on Twitter, I did post some photographs on Twitter also where I took some snaps in actually very low lighting conditions. And I asked you guys to rate which one was the best. Let me actually try to get that post. I posted it about 4 days ago. Again, this is a picture that I took with the, this one S7 Edge, and let me show you. This one was with the S7 Edge, and this one was with the iPhone 6s. As you can clearly see, it did a lot better than the iPhone 6s. I also posted, again, this picture. This was a blind test ABC. These pictures were taken in my office. And again, the B is actually the picture taken from the S7 Edge, and most of you voted that the B was the best. And again, I have taken a lot of pictures, and I feel the camera performance is actually really, really good on this S7 Edge. It's a huge improvement compared to the Note 5 and even the Galaxy S6. Particularly in indoor lighting and low lighting situations, where I felt that the Note 5 and the regular Galaxy S6 did not do that great. But this one actually performs very well in low lighting and artificial lighting. Let's move to the next question. Some of you have asked me, does it support Quick Charging 3? No, it does not support Qualcomm Quick Charging 3, but it supports Quick Charging 2 standard. And I did not time it. I didn't get the time to exactly time how much time it takes from charging from 0 to 100%, but it was fairly quick. But I'll definitely test that and give you the results in my full review. Next question is, how is the in-hand feel between the Galaxy S7 and this S7 Edge? I have to say, I felt that the S7 Edge is much better because I feel the weight balance is done much better on the S7 Edge. The S6 actually, though it's more compact, having a 5.1 inch screen, but I felt that the regular S7 feels a little bit more dense, and the weight is not that well balanced compared to the S7 Edge. And again, I have been using a lot of larger phones. That might be the only reason I'm preferring the S7 Edge. But again, if I have to pick one between the S7 and the S7 Edge, I would go with the S7 Edge. Next, if some of you are asking, does the TouchWiz lag on the Galaxy S7? This is the new TouchWiz. They have made some minor changes, and I did not notice any lag whatsoever during the past 4 days of usage. And also, the phone is actually really responsive. Again, in India, we are getting the Exynos 8890 processor. And again, I was a little bit worried how would be the performance, but it's actually very snappy, and I did not notice any lag. Some of you are asking, does it support Marshmallow adaptive storage for SD card? Yes, it has a micro SD card now. Again, it's a dual SIM variant, what we get in India, and it's a hybrid SIM solution. So you can put 2 nano SIMs or 1 nano SIM or a micro SD card. And yes, it does not have the Marshmallow's adaptive storage functionality. It is disabled by default. If you put a SD card, it just works like a normal SD card where you can just store your pictures, etc. But it does not use that as internal storage. So as of now, Samsung has disabled the adaptive storage feature. I don't know if they'll enable it later on, but as of now, it is not supported. Next, some of you are asking, how is the fingerprint scanner and is it better than the Galaxy S6? The fingerprint scanner I feel has improved compared to the Galaxy S6 and even the Note 5, I would say. But as you can see, it works fairly faster and it's more accurate in my opinion compared to the older S6. But again, I feel if I have to rate the fingerprints scanner, I feel the Nexus 6P is faster and more responsive, slightly more responsive, I would say. But again, if we compare with the S6 and the Note 5, yes, the fingerprint scanner has improved. Next, many of you are asking, how is the RAM management, as you have complained about that a lot on the Note 5 and the Galaxy S6 earlier. Yes, with the Galaxy S6 and even with the Note 5, the RAM management was not good. But here, I feel the RAM management is actually pretty good on this S7 and the S7 Edge. Again, it comes with 4 gigabytes of RAM and I feel the RAM management is a lot better. With the Note, even with the Note 5, after about 4 or 5 apps, if you do heavy multitasking, it was reloading the apps, but that's not the case with this one. It can go up to about 7 odd apps. So in day-to-day usage, I did not feel that the RAM management was bad. Next, some of you are asking, is there a 64 GB variant available? Technically, yes, there is a 64 gigabyte variant available. But again, I checked with some dealers and nobody has stocks for the 64 gigabyte variant as of now. Everybody is just selling the 32 gigabyte variant. And this is the 32 gigabyte variant that I have. And lastly, many of you have asked about the camera, and it is, what do you feel about the 12 megapixel rear facing camera? Yes, in terms of resolution, Samsung has gone down from 16 megapixel to 12 megapixel, but the camera is hugely improved in my opinion. Here are some of the sample shots that I've taken with the rear facing camera, and as you can see, the pictures come out to be really good. Even in completely artificial lighting and low lighting, the camera performance is really good. So I really love the camera that is there on this new S7 and the S7 Edge. Again, I'll try to post a dedicated camera review later on. So these were some of the common questions that I was getting regarding the S7 and the S7 Edge. If you have any other specific questions, do post them in the YouTube comments below and I'll try to include them in my review. I hope you found this video helpful, and if you're not subscribed to my YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching. This is Ranjit and I hope to see you in my next video.